Testing. Hello, hello. What's up, everyone? Hello, hello. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Alckemy. Welcome to the channel. Still trying to come out of the sick deal or whatever, but happy Saturday. Hope everyone is doing well. Maybe I'll just try to make my voice sound like this permanently. You're watching Alchemy's channel and listening to smooth jazz. Yeah, ow, when I cough a lot, I end up sounding like I hit a second puberty. And I'm not mad about it. And Corey likes it too. No. What's up, everyone? How's your day? How's life? What's going on? Let's get into some sound design. Sound as well. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Maybe we can make a wavetable. Hey, New Macron, what's up? Let's do something like that. Make some waves. No, well, yeah and no. I'm still feeling a bit under the weather. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Interesting. Thank you. It's a little crunchy, but that's probably because of the mid-highs. Hey, Levi, what's up? Uh, I guess that's the magic ratio here is 80 to 320 to 1K to 8K to 8 and up. But I feel like this is such a broad range of such a broad range of the frequency spectrum to try to manipulate at once. It's okay. It's still not enough though. Like if I were to add another, like a fuse compressor after this. That already sounds... Look at how much better that sounds. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. I mean, no, it's not. OTT is just fine. It's just that you have to know how to use it. Which is this and this. See, you still have the aggressiveness of this. And it still sounds really good. You just have to add a saturator after it or some kind of clipping or something. But this does a really good job as well. Yeah. I just use the fuse compressor because it does both clipping and well, it does both clipping and compression in one. Yeah, there's such a G for that. So what I do is I just save it as a preset, as like the default preset or whatever. And that way, whenever I pull it up, it's always going to be on. That way I don't have to turn this guy on every time. But normally you would. And then you'd also have to change it to, well, you don't have to, but instead of 6 bands, you can change it to, or instead of 3 bands, I just change it to 6. And then the only thing that I have to deal with is this stuff. Sorry, tea break. So I might still be able to get some volume out of this just by... That's pretty cool. What happens if I do another one? Wait. What if I... I would rather take the fatness of the sound than the dingy, tinny sound. I'll just throw this in here and call it aggro. Yeah, when you do like a bass throw like that though, like the key to it is this. I've been trying to study a lot of this stuff. I mean, I suppose I could just ask him, but I like to do my own homework first before I start talking about stuff. But if you look at some of the basses that he's got, like this one, We're talking about chi, by the way. Um, you see how much crunch there is on the top end and stuff? And so there's some clever tricks that he's done on this, primarily on the snap heap, because if you listen to it without it, that's a lot louder. And then, so this is just a very simple OTT. He just put one out. I have like the beta version of this because he sent these to me before the stuff came out. But I think that his official release has a lot more stuff. I think maybe sounds. Do you have like kicks and snares and stuff per cluster? Halftime 808. Cultured bass. Yeah, he doesn't have. Oh yeah, Swiss Army kick, Swiss Army snare. Which this is interesting because I feel like my snares are like way overcooked compared to this. So, but I'm pretty sure that this stuff is still in there. I think that he might have tweaked it or something, but sounds really good though. I mean, the transient on it is really nice. But it doesn't look like he's. Maybe he is. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's doing the trick that they all taught me. Yeah, he's not, ironically. Are you talking about the videos that he put up, or was he actually live doing some stuff? Yeah, ironically, he's not doing this on any of this stuff, but dear God, that's a lot. Oh, no, those are videos, I think. Are you talking about where he's like, hey guys, it's Chi and all that stuff? Hey ISO. No, those were pre-recorded. That's not even on. But yeah, that's interesting. It's so crazy like how similar um these are, but how different they sound, if that makes sense. But anyway. No, baby. Just too. Um, that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much what's giving it its sound. Bandpass. That's the way. Something that I find to be really interesting that he does. Oh, he probably created an all-pass filter like this from just stacking frequency shifters. If I had to guess. And just boosted the low mids right here. Yeah. Mix. I was doing some FM. Just on the main source. And then that's going to the first source. And then that's going to the third. Triangle sub. and then noise. Interesting. So I'm kind of surprised that even with, well, what happens if I do this? So I didn't know this, but did you all notice how there's a different interaction with these different subs? Because of the phase. That's really interesting. It's already kind of going mwah, 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 like that. $24 Hz. What? No. Oh, I need to type in the value. So. Let me grab one of these. Hey, season 2. What's up? What are you are you talking about the Alfredo? Yeah, I'll help you finish it. Mm. Interesting. Magic is in the middle. Let's see if we can get away with. It's very crispy. Um, Maybe comb filter before here. I wonder if I can make it more vocal by sending it through something like this. And then we'll add a harmonic series after. That's just from the LFO. So, see? So moving this around is kind of inconsequential. It's more just about what yeah, that looks okay. Just about what kind of phrase do you want to express, I think would be the best way to describe that. That sounds pretty cool. So, yeah, if you just move this. See? But what kind of volume are we looking at? Okay. For some reason, this seems relatively quiet. Is it just me? That it says that that's loud, but I don't feel like it is that loud. But I have a feeling that if I were to control it a little bit more, maybe not blow out the low end so hard. And then saturate it, so that way the sound is a little more even. Yep, then that's how we do it. Yeah, nice. Hey, Bill True, what's up? How are you? Alright. Let's see what happens if we add a harmonic to this. That's pretty cool. It's a little loud, but I'm going to set this to 28 and turn this down. Thank you. Let's try a fifth. There we go. Now that actually sounds like that's like full range. Now, what happens if I pull this down? Yeah. Because the spectral aspect of it. Thank you, Vigard Hagen. The spectral aspect of it makes it a little bit more kind of lasery, and so if you kind of focus on the low mids right there, where all that stuff is talking, then that kind of takes care of your chorus and phaser. See, and you get those really cool, like. I still don't know how Audica gets those crazy ass square waves to talk like that in the way that they do, but you can at least do it with a saw wave. That's pretty cool. Something I like to do on some of these is just add a phase like this. Because what's cool about it is if you change the phase like this, then you can make it obviously start from different stuff. What is a spiff? That's what we're going to call this. A spiff. Yeah, I've been kind of trying to just like go back and refine a lot of stuff. That's, yeah, I was like, a spliff? I don't know. Are you from the UK? Because a spiff sounds. What is spiff? I remember what Oak Sound is, but. No, it's a plugin. I just don't remember what it is. Oh, it's a transient processor. There's a transient processor on here, but it's not doing any transient processing. You could, though, if you wanted to. But, yeah, I'm trying to do as much as I can in here before I get to, like, to this, because this is going to make this sound better. It always does. Yeah. It's in pain. It is in pain. Oh shit. Are you guys ready for this? I'm just kidding. There's some nice things as transients. Yeah. I think I've got a lot of you here. What kind of sounds would you all like to see? Which, thank you, by the way, for showing up. I kind of default to this kind of stuff, you know, neurobasses and all that, but I'm kind of open-minded if anybody has anything. Please don't be like, how do you remake this one sound in this one song, whatever. I can't pull it up because I don't want to get copyrighted, but if you all have some stuff that you'd like to see me do, then I'm up for it. Yeti. I don't know any of their sounds. I knew somebody was going to do that. Yeti sounds? Yeah, I don't know any of their music. Hold on. Hold on. Just chill out for a sec. Thank you, baby.
Can me with you?
Yeah, of course. I would prefer it. Thank you, sweetie. Let me see. What is this? Yeti Toadface. Oh, that's a different person. All right. Ghetto Karma. Are we looking at bass sounds or what? Oh man, that's really basic. That's very basic. Okay, so I mean, if we were just gonna do
They have Polly and Play, but do they have Panic and Play?
Panic and Play for the new regime, no, that's fine.
Just for our girlies with Panic and Play. Yeah.
Panic of the Disorders?
Yeah. No.
What?
No. This for the girlies with anxiety disorders. Panic and Play, the new plugin.
Oh, the new plugin, Panic and Play. You panic first, then you play.
For you to panic and then you can start.
Yeah. We need a little bit of release on this. And then we need to turn this down just a little bit. Panic and Slay, I like that better. I mean, this is pretty much it for the new Elden Ring DLC. This is pretty much it for all you really need for the main riff on this. You can't do more stuff to it. Like, it might be nice to have a really small, like, convolution reverb or something. I say small and I go for the biggest one. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. So for the main bass, the womp or whatever. Yeah, that's just a very simple, like, I think that's a sine wave growl. So if you grab this and you set this to 2, and then you do this. You might need to crank it a little bit more, but let's try a saw wave. Okay. Well, the easiest way to do this is just with a wavetable and just create a growl like this. So I guess this would be a good time to educate you on wavetables. You see this right here? This is your sub. This is your first harmonic. And whenever you create anything subsequent of that, it's going to modify the wavetable beyond a sine wave. Generally speaking, if you're going for bass, you don't want anything to go past or equal to or past. Hold on. You want every other harmonic to be less than the sub if you're making bass. Because what will happen is you'll start to get stuff like this, and this will weaken the sub signal. But if you look at this, this still has some pretty powerful waves on it because of how long it's touching pretty much the top and staying away from the zero crossing line, which would make the signal go to 0. So if you just kind of keep that rule in mind, and you do something kind of like this, and then you just create something, you know, whatever, and you'll come up with unique stuff over time. But when you come out of it, kind of like this, you're going to have a wavetable that's a growl. So if you combine that along with the filter, just a low pass, to go all the way up, and make it kind of slow. Then that's very similar to the, you know, to the wow. And then after that, you're kind of just characterizing it, you know. So you can add things like distortion. This is a soft clipper, but you can make this super loud if you wanted to. I mean, this is going to dictate your shape of what kind of sound, or how you want to express the sound, rather. But yeah, this is pretty. I do like the wavetable, so we'll save that. We'll just call it that. Does anybody else have any sound design questions? Or want to see me try to do anything else? I gotta start using FaceMate more. I love the interface and workflow compared to Serum. Serum is great. There's some things that Serum can do that Faceplant cannot, and likewise, and vice versa. But yeah, I've never really enjoyed using Serum, even since back in 2014? Oh god. I remember when that shit first came out, I bought that so quickly, I was like, this is the best thing ever. And it was like, I never vibed with it. Though I did force myself to use it. But maybe it was just because I still had no idea what I was doing, because, 10 years ago, that's when I first got into Ableton. And then I started taking, like, sound design courses and stuff. And of course, before that, it was Massive, but God, I can't. Yeah, Massive was a nightmare. Yeah. What else do you have for me? Anybody? What kind of sounds are you trying to make? Trying to recreate? Trying to. Fuck, I already said recreate. I didn't mean to say that. What kind of sounds are you wanting to make? Or do you just want to sit here and be soothed by my sick voice? Thousands of years ago, I was trapped and locked away in darkness. For how long will I abide by this torture in the twilight? Figuring out how Joe Ford makes those throaty sounding Phil Reese's. How to find the drop is perfectly layered and fully depth. It's about your setup. Like, I don't know, this might not be the best example, but if you just go straight into the drop, it's probably not going to, like, you know what I mean, be as exciting. But you have to create anticipation. And this is more songwriting than sound design. But, you need to have stuff like risers and lots of contrast from the build up, or the introduction rather, to the main idea of the song. So, like, if you listen to this, there's a lot of stuff that. P.S. Your voice is super soothing. Thank you. There's a lot of stuff in here that's more musical. And then as you listen to the main section, which I'm not going to play the whole song, but listen to how it contrasts of building energy. Okay, so do you see how after I had the music and whatnot in the choir, it was getting more noisy, but then the breakdown came, and then it was like, oh, something's coming, right? Kind of like a movie trailer or something. And as it continues to build up, I'm actually making the song more quiet. And that way, whenever the first sound is expressed, it has a lot of impact because it's very contrasty to what came right before it. Does that make sense? Have I ever tried creating choir vocals in my songs? I just played a song with choir in it. What do you mean? That was a question, by the way. I mean, I think I made a video on how to make choir out of your own voice. Assuming you can catch a pitch. That almost sounded wrong. Oh, she's got headphones in. She can't hear me. My partner Corey is sitting behind me enjoying her pasta. Excuse me. Her pasta. Okay. So, why don't we do that while I wait for the next question? Sorry. Yeah, but I'm asking about how I make my sound depth. Even if I put layers in my sounds, my main synth is weak. Yeah, it's because of your, like, it's still, like, probably because of lack of contrast, you know? If everything sounds heavy, then nothing sounds heavy. If everything sounds quiet, then nothing sounds quiet, you know? So, something that I've been battling with for a long time, even though I'm so reluctant because I've seen people pull it off, but they just do it in a way that's a lot more, um, what do you want to say, professional, eloquent. Hi, Zane. Um, like, this is really hard to add stuff to. Zane, did you see the beat battle tomorrow in Dots? We would love to have you there. So, yeah, like whenever I make drum beats and stuff, I think that the kind of things that I go for are just too much, too heavy. Can't really participate. I understand. The invitation is open though. Busy working at full speed. Uh, it's with the Dots server, without trying to say too much. But I got you. Yeah, so, you know, it's hard because for me, like, I always want my drums to be like the main focus, but if you just put an 808 over it, sometimes it's really hard. Um, but if you do something like having more space and you have, you know, basses and stuff that are more percussive, and this, honestly, this advice comes straight from Zane, to be honest, because we've talked about this several times, but um, yeah, you have to either make them play you have to make the sounds either play nicely or make them take turns. That's the only way. And for me, like my brain is wrapped around a very specific way of making beats and stuff come together to where a lot of times I try to force it and it doesn't work, but that's my own undoing and at least I'm aware of it. But yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if you can create a C pitch, ooh, 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 yeah, something like that. I guess that's the octave that I'm comfortable with singing. So, what I would recommend, if you wanted to change this into your own voice, is to record a C and make it very quiet. Something like that. And then you'll record yourself. And what might be cool is having different phrases. And if you can do like chants and stuff, then it's very cool. But yeah, so we'll record this out and I'll turn this down. Uh, E, O, ooh. And so what you do with this, I know that sounded stupid, but you cut this up, kind of like so. Then we bounce it. And now bringing this back in here, we can pull up a couple of samplers. It was on key at least, right? Even though I have a tendency to pitch rise like that, but that's fine because we can always just not do that. So if you have a long attack on all of these, kind of like so, that's actually not that long of attack, but if you kind of, yeah, it's fine. They don't need to be the same. You can do whatever you want with them, but having something like this is really nice because now that you have that, you send it through some convolution or something. And I don't know if all of these are going to work together, but we'll see. Yeah, so it's there. We just need to make this very quiet in comparison. There we go. I don't actually own anything that's auto-tune. I guess I do in Ableton, but I can't be bothered to pull that up. I'd rather just do it this way and keep it imperfect, to be honest. But I don't have Melda. Sorry, what was I doing? Right. So we can grab a transient shaper, turn the gain up. It's still a bit too loud. That almost sounded like, what was it, Halo? And the other thing too is if we were to actually switch this to, let me just do it this way. A granular synth. Let's do that. Because now we've got a lot more to play with. God, this is so bad. I've never been one to sing. That's why I do sound design. That sounds kind of cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, right? So anyway, yeah, doing stuff like that is a really cool way to create some cool choirs. It's not realistic. There's really nothing like a real choir, you know. But I will say, whenever I want to use real choir, I usually use like Mystere. Or wait, Mysteria? Mystere, that's Cirque du Soleil. I don't remember what it is, to be honest. I think it's Mysteria. But yeah, like I said, there's just nothing like Mysteria. Yeah, Mysteria. But something like this. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. And you know what's weird? I don't actually like singing in songs. But I do enjoy choir a lot. Maybe it's just because of the softness of it, but mine was better. That's very kind of you. I mean, you can make something like that to where it's all eerie and stuff just by modifying the pitch, but yeah. And then for whatever reason, if you wanted to, you can support this with, excuse me, something else like these other built-in choirs that are, maybe, yeah, like this, like a Gregorian choir, whatever the fuck that means. And then from that point on, you just make it as deep or whatever as you want to. Yeah, this is very Metroid-like. If you want to make it more pad-like, something else that you can do that's kind of nice is grab this and turn on the detuning by like a lot. And you can filter this out and create a very soft pad around here. You see how this almost has a choir-like quality to it? And so something that you can consider is maybe something like a really slow LFO. Something kind of like this. And just... You'll have to forgive me. I'm on a QWERTY keyboard, so there's only so many chords that I can play that sound good, but not to be confused with my lack of music theory. But yeah, so that's just it. I do really enjoy like 90s/2000s pads, kind of like that. Stuff kind of like, let me see, Jungle 2022, 2024. Like, listen to just the pad on this. It's made in a very similar way. Sorry, this one. 2023. But it's just saw waves.
Recording to logbook.
Yeah. Saw waves. love jungle. I don't make it a lot, but Zane, are you still here? I have a question for you. Which is actually pertaining to sound design. Um, if anybody is wondering, by the way, Zane is like the goat of Superior Drummer. But I'm curious, do you have any general advice on like wanting to make like not have you ever let me ask you this, have you ever tried to make an aim and break inside of Superior Drummer and then use it in a track and then it just is it just because the aim in itself is so iconic and the think break is so iconic that it doesn't sound right, or is there like something to it? I think whenever I try to do, I think I actually have like an aim and break recreation, sort of like it. Yeah, it's really hard to nail the room and the tails of the drums, I feel like. But yeah, every once in a while I'll come back to Superior Drummer and start doing stuff. Yeah, please do. Maybe we could talk about it sometime because that would be cool. Um, but yeah, I've got a crazy amalgamation of noises Patreon rack, except it's my own version. Yeah, trying to find the right kit and drum sounds. I agree. I think I'm also like kind of curious as to like what I need to just look at an aim and break and look at like what and what these frequencies are hitting at. But there's so much stuff, but to kind of keep in mind. But yeah, this is kind of my Superior drum rack. This is my kick and snare, or sorry, this is my kick. This is my snare. This is my hi hats. That's nothing. These are my overheads. This is my wait ambiances, I think, that are just gated. And then I don't think that there's anything else on here, but and then on here I've got just some basic things on here to try to make the drums a little bit more. But I do have, give me 1 second, Zane. Let me finish this thought. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I do have this. Why did that? Oh, that's because this is on. I need to turn this off. Just some breaks, but yeah, I think it's obviously way too fast, but what did you send me? Oh yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, that works really well. Yeah. You all know Zane, right? Do you all even know who the fuck is in my channel right now? Do you even know? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Yeah. With the new update with the yes, you are. You are gonna learn who Zane is. You should check out his music. Formerly known as Physicist. Yes, it is. It's important. Shut up. Let me brag about you. So, something that I do is I just use a replacer, and I try to use like just a fundamental on the kick and snare and stuff, and maybe on the hi-hat as well, but for the most part, that's kind of where that comes from. But yeah, that's kind of what I try to do. And then I have a thing here that controls the tails of everything to if I want to make it super tight. I mean, basically, if you've seen Nick's video on here, this is what this is inspired by. He's got like a whole project where like it all stems out to different stuff, but I prefer to just do it this way. A physicist and alchemist walk into a bar. Right. Do you not use fundamentals on the bottom? Like layer it with, like a really tight 808 or like an electronic kick and snare? We actually do have one song together.
Oh, you mean?
We have a few songs together, baby.
Yeah.
We have a couple of funny songs and we have one serious song. But Zane and I have a song together.
Listen to that voice. Whoa. Makes me want to adopt a dog with you.
What?
That voice makes me want to go to the shelter right now and adopt a
Stop.
dog with you.
Stop.
Or raise a plant with you.
Raise a plant.
Yeah, just some basil, you know?
We have a plant.
It's dying.
Lord help us. Zane says hi.
Love macabre.
She said, Zane, love macabre. Have you listened to his other stuff?
I haven't really listened to that.
You need to listen to Body Breaker. Yeah, move like your body's broken. And also Facelifter. That one's a good one too. Thank you.
Facelifter, is it about plastic surgery journey?
No, it's about getting knocked the fuck out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
You smell good.
thank you.
You sound good.
I do shower. I do practice hygiene.
Yeah, you sound like a dog daddy.
A dog daddy. Hello, Chad. This is Alckemy, a dog daddy.
Adopt 2 pit bulls.
No.
Why not?
Oh, go away.
They're so cute. They're babies. They're so... Go away.
Not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first started a YouTube channel, that's how I used to do it too. Like I never layered the fundamentals over it and stuff. But I think that at some point I wanted to kind of push towards like, you know what song really fucked me up? Have you heard Audica's Primordial? Like the drum breaks in that that ruined my life in all the best ways. And so I think that I was trying to get into that kind of stuff and it never really worked out. But I really don't understand like how that works. I actually just found a song from Lasejo called Obelisk, and he pulled that off. And I'm really curious how he did it, and I'm going to ask him about it at some point. And I have a suspicion that you probably have stuff like that too, or that you know. But it's just like really dynamic and really like lots of drum reverb and stuff that I keep it old school, kind of like how Caracal Project and Break do it. Yeah. It's still cool though. I've learned a lot from you, from Superior Drummer. I think you told me like something really stupid not too long ago. Obelisk? Oh, the song that fucked me up? So look up Obelisk from Chi and then look up Primordial from Audica. I'll spell it out. And then they came out with Extinction. And then, yeah, Audica came out with Extinction with Raw Tech. Like, Raw Tech, oh my god, their drums. But I have a feeling that they all use, Superior Drummer and Addictive Drums and stuff. But I just never really got to, like, I never really figured out how to pull that off. And I don't know if I want to spend a week making drum breaks to try to switch up. I don't. Yeah, I know you're kind of drum and bass. I really like, what is it, Grudges? Yeah, that 2016, what was it? Here's to Them. That album was crazy. It's so crazy, man. Like, no matter how much you know about drums, there's always something like insane to learn about drums. But what was it? I think it was like Yeah, this stupid thing, if you go more, and then you go, what was it? There's a thing on here that allows you to pull up more sounds. More. Add to, center. Maybe that's what it is. But look, there's all these drums in here that... No, just there's all these drums in here that I didn't even know existed. Like, these aren't part of the kit. Excuse me. Clear all in the tabs. No, yes. But yeah, well, we're on a tom right now, so I think, yeah. So toms are going to pull up. But yeah, look at all these fucking sounds that... It's part of the library, but it's not part of the default kits. Like, because, like, look at how many you get here and here and here. Like, there's not that many. But if you go to more, like, they have so much. Right. It's just, sometimes it's a bit overwhelming for me because of how complicated this shit is. Because it's, like, so much to remember. That sounds like that because there's a gate on here. But, yeah, I don't know. But I've got all these different breaks that I've made that sometimes I will spend a day just making drums. In fact, I think that if anybody's interested, and Zane, if you want these, I'll send these to you, but I've got a bunch of breaks that I put out not too long ago. You start from scratch and then make one kit. I should probably do that because usually I just like modify whatever it is that I have. But I've got a bunch of breaks here. Yeah, just shit like that. Nice to see you work on a track. Oh, have a good day. Oh, thanks, man. I'm not working on a track right now, but I swear there's something different about those two. That's why I uploaded it, but yeah, just different stuff, so... They do sound better when you turn them up. But yeah, they're still lacking a lot of that, like, dynamic. A lot of that stuff that I really want out of them, if that makes sense. But they sound good for old school, I think. Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, we just need the James Brown. Yeah. That is James Brown, right? On the Think Break? Or is that somebody else? You mix in Superior Drummer? Like the stock stuff? Yeah, I remember you telling me that. No. No. I can't stand the effects or even just like the workflow of Superior Drummer other than making the drums. That shit is straight suffering. Like, going in here and then adding all this stuff and whatever is not the business. And then post-process. That's how I used to do it. Yeah, I used to do it exactly like how you did. So, like, what is it? Existentialism, I think? Existential... Yeah, this is all, like... And then I think in the second half of this, I added But they sound like, this sounds more of like a movie score than like a bass tune. See, I don't even know what you would do to that, because typically speaking, like the only thing that I ever do to breaks generally is what's it called? Is like saturate the fuck out of it. And then yeah, so for me, I think I would do the transient shaping, the gating, maybe a bit of compression and distortion, but usually I don't add maybe a room reverb, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. But I am curious as to how people just get those crazy fucking sounding breaks, you know, that's just like you know what I mean? If I could make that kind of shit and then just put a Reese over it, I'd be very happy. Yeah, yeah. Kind of like this. Or you just or maybe this, but something like that. And then actually, probably be better to do something even like this. But oh, so you do your layering after. Okay. Yeah, I get you. I think I prefer to cook them in so that way I don't have to layer with the synth kick, but sometimes even that's not enough. And finding that balance of like how much synth kick um versus how much of the whatever is sometimes kind of annoying. And the thing with that too, especially with kicks, I think the reason why I really try to do it with kicks is because it's easier, I think, to get a kick in phase than it is to do it after. That might not be true. I feel like it is, but that's all. Yeah, that's all technical shit. Um, Let me download this. Let me see what you got going on here. Let me see what Papa Zane has. Is this an EQ? Snap heap, stab, multipass, tape saturation, compression, spectre, EQ, distortion. Sometimes ring mod sidechain the break to the kick and snare. That makes sense. Did we talk about that? How to set up a ring mod sidechain within Bitwing? That's a lot of post processing. Is there any reason why you transient shape first? Because I feel like wouldn't you want to do that at the end? More transient shaping, convolution, parallel process, high pass. I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah, okay. Then yeah, speak no more of it. You're just doing what sounds good. I was wondering if there was a method to it though. And I guess you have another stab here, and then I think that some of this other stuff as well. You want the tails from the distortion? So you're cutting the tails of the initial, and then after you distort it, you're controlling the tails after that. Is that Does that sound correct? Which that would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense why you have this convolution here. So you basically created a new tail, and then you're gonna transient shape it again. That makes sense to me. Yeah, this is stuff that like there's no way to know about this and like figure this shit out. Like how did you come up with this, you know? Or like how does somebody how does somebody learn to think about that? Remember that time that you told me that you never teach me anything? You can never say that again. Ever. Imagine what happens to the sound at each step. See, I understand that concept and looking at it in stages and stuff, but I think that I can do that with bass because you can listen to the sound and be like, all right, what does it need? But I think that maybe perhaps with a drum break or something, or treating like live drums in general, that's kind of a different story, you know? Because it's like, all right, well, I want it to do this, but how do I make it do that, you know? Thank you for showing this. That was cool. I'm going to keep that. I have a show in the morning. Nice catching up, learning so much from you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks to Zane too. Throw a loop and mute everything in MIDI into this. Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of plugins that you have. Did you remap anything as well? Oh, switch off all the plugins. Are you perhaps, are you using, oh yeah, that's why. You have libraries that I don't have. I only have the stock stuff. Can I just hit OK? Jesus. I thought about getting some of the library stuff, but oh my god, it's so expensive. See, that's what I'm trying to do, but how do I get out of here? Oh. All right, I gotta fix that. Hold on. Where is this? Or do you let the snare ring out usually? Like, no, right? You usually take that out. Yeah, that sounds 10 times better. Yeah. And this is how you, this is your starting point. I have, this is what you do here. Once you get all this together, then you go like this, and then you go shaper table, and then you just do this. I cranked it so high that it moved off screen. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I understand. I mean, even something small like this would help a lot, I think. that, right? Like that's so much more. Generally speaking, this is usually what I would do to drums. Or this is one of my chains or whatever that I do. And then maybe like some EQ or something. Something like that. What is that from? Oops. What happened here? Maybe something like this could be helpful. Or do something like that and just make that punch. And then we could do something like disc tube. Snare is a little bit invasive still, but this is kind of why I like to sometimes break these up into chains, because once you have the snare, like using a frequency shifter or something is kind of, does this have one? Modulation? No, it doesn't. I mean, I guess you could just go in and change it, but a very small kick though. You could always do something like this. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Sorry guys, I had to cough some shit up, and that was pretty gross. Anyway, yeah, like that sounds pretty okay. Here we go. Although, you know, even once this is out though, I wouldn't know what to do with this. Like, a lot of times I just make these and then I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then maybe I'll make a shuffle out of them or something. But the actual kicks and snares and stuff, I still, maybe the reason why the kicks are small is because it's supposed to leave space to layer them with fundamentals, which that would make sense to me. But yeah, typically speaking, I usually just do it in the rack itself. I'm gonna save that. And I can always come back to it because there's different reasons why you should do this. But depending on what you're going for. But then again, I don't really make drum and bass like that either, so. Which I probably should, but I don't. So fight me. Does anyone else have any other like sound design things that they would like to see or discuss or whatever? Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people get confused. Tarot has like the machine gun bases, right? The world far away. So, when it comes into tarot stuff, there's actually a lot of different ways that you can do it, but let's just say we're doing phase plant. Something that I would go for if you're using pure synthesis is something like this, where you do this, because this is going to sound insane with very little. So if you listen to this, right? So if you have something like this that I have a bunch of videos on how to make soundscapes. So from here, it's just really a matter of like distortion. Because yeah, once you have something kind of like that, then you just you can go into a multipass and start to create like the high-end stuff. So like convolution and all that. Just small. More saturation. We can do something where we throw in a disperser here. That's pretty cool. If we add a saturator to this, then we can get the noise. I don't make this genre, by the way, so this is just what I know, or like how far I can get on my own. Okay, maybe not there, but something else we can try is maybe a ring mod. No. I can get it, maybe. We'll need a gate. And then maybe something that we can do with this instead is to just add a wavetable that's going to make this a lot brighter with more harmonics, because we're not really getting the top end out of this that I want. So we're going to make something really noisy like this and then see what happens. Why would you put the disperser in the bass segment? I don't mean that as a challenge. I mean that as out of curiosity. Come to the future. What do you mean by that? Stop being a scaredy dog, daddy. I'm not, but no, it's a question out of like practicality. Like what is that? There we go. That's what I was looking for. No, put one of its own. One of its own? You mean just in the whole chain? So, yeah, the more that you crank this, the more that it's going to sound like that typical, like, disperser on the bass and keep that one where it was. Oh, another one. Okay. A second one. I gotcha. Yeah. So, the higher the harmonic here, the more that this is going to just like rip, you know? So, if we were to change this to something like this. What's tear out? Is it still 140 or is it usually something different? Yeah, there we go. 150 or 145. Okay. So now we need the sizzle on top. So we'll pull up an OTT and I still want a little bit of noise, so we'll just gently insert some of this. Too much. Too much. So I'll have to pull this into a separate thing and high pass it as well. That sounds much better to me. Corey just said, seizure time. I think that doing this to a sine wave is usually best. So like, I mean, from this, if you use a sine wave, then you can use a complicated waveform in order to give it that crazy metallic character. But if you do it with a complicated waveform, then it generally doesn't pan out as well, at least in my experience. But again, I'm not the person to talk to about this kind of stuff. Something else that you could try for fun is trying to make like a, if you use the filter table, because this is spectral, you can make it a little bit more lasery. So we can use like, what version am I on? Hold on one sec. Or did you mean what version of Bitwig? Oh no, operatings. Did you mean what version of Bitwig or what version of my computer? I'm on Sonoma 14.6.1 and then yeah, I'm on 14.6.1. Yeah, so with this, you can get some pretty cool filtering and stuff like this just from using this by, let's just map this to a macro or something. Maybe something like that. And then we can, your new Mac is Sequoia. But you got an M4, right? So you should be able to update. Oh wait, I guess I need to update then? It's not letting you. It's because you're in beta, I believe. Oh no, that's not what I'm trying to do. Oops. Nah, don't update. So we need to map this to, I think it's macro 5. Maybe it's macro. Oh, oops. This one. Yeah, you see how much more of like a lasery sound is that now? It doesn't read VST3? That's not good. But yeah, that's how you can get crazy ass. And then what I would do after you make all of this is, what's it called? Oh, just for Melda. Maybe Melda isn't compatible yet, but I don't really use Melda, so. But yeah, after all that, like fuse compressor would be really good. This just kind of helps control it a little bit more, and you can do some other stuff too, like audio following is really fun. So you can do something like this where you have a thing here, and you can make this duck and then turn the gain up. I'll be back in an hour. Okay, bro. Thanks for coming in, and thank you for your help. It's always good to see you. You see how you're kind of getting like that? Yo, 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 yo. Gonna watch Survivor? Oh, all right, bro. I'll see you. You see how you get that really cool like tearing top end? That's kind of, I don't know. Again, I don't make this genre, but if I were to make this genre, this is what I would do. Is this fitting for the genre, or is this not? Or is this not it? If you want it to have kind of like that dingy tinging sound, then you probably want to add like delays, like really short delays to it, because that's what's going to give you that like, well, it's going to give you the dingy sound. See that? So mm, yeah, so we'll call this doop 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 and just toss that in there. Um, that's how I would make a tear out sound. Anyway, next up, what do y'all have? Did you say a pump? A cough? Low self-esteem. Daddy issues. What? What is wrong with you? Yeah. Mm. Hmm. No, I don't. I have no idea who that is, but um, yeah, I generally don't try to like recreate sounds from songs. If it's a genre, that's one thing. If it's like a very specific sound, I tend to not do that because it's like I have no fucking idea. Actually, even if I did have an idea, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of genre example. What is the genre? Probably more tear out. Oh, okay. I mean, this is probably as far as I can take you because I don't make the genre. Uh this would be it. I mean, if you take another sound and you just kind of distort the shit out of it and then add the top end and distort it more or whatever, like even if it's a sample, then that's one way. You might have to add a sub under it, but that's probably what they did. Because if you watch any other tear out tutorial or like Rhythm or something, they'll usually just use a sample of something completely arbitrary. So it'll be like, I don't know, let me find percussion or something. Yeah, you know, yeah, they'll be like this and then they'll go on their sound design journey or whatever and just like make absolute chaos out of it. Uh, 1, 2, 3. At some point, that's supposed to catch up, but whatever. People pick a transient type sound and post process the living hell out of it. Right, right. So yeah, they'll take something like this, and then just be like shaper table and comb filter and OTT and all that other stuff, you know, trash too, whatever, and then just do like crazy shit with it, which I don't know. For me, I think that like having a custom comb filter really helps with sounds like this. Because what ends up happening is once you have something like that, let's say you create some shapes like this, then what you're going to start to get into are resonances and uh, resonances and peaks and stuff that, excuse me. See, so if you take that, I'm going to turn this bitch down, but then you do this again. You can also like, because we were not worried about the sub, you can put anything into this, which is kind of cool. So if you go here, let's say tortilla chip. See. So then you do like a couple of OTTs or something. You can use a frequency shifter if you want. Maybe a convolution or something to give it a little bit of space, but a short one. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. I'm guessing this out. So please don't. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh shit. There you go. That's how you do it. Oh shit. Well, maybe. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I've been sound designing for like what, 12 years now? So there is that. But maybe, you know, maybe it is easy. You found my stuff like a month or two ago, or just starting. So, uh, all the stuff that I talked about applies, but I guess it's not too many steps. You need to just store it. Comb filters are helpful. But I think that what really makes this what it is, because I think without this, it's not going to be that big of a difference. Oh, I guess it does. So I would say that the most into like the core of what shapes the timbre of this is the comb filter, and then also the what's it called? The convolution reverb. Because if you take a transient shaper and you push that up really hard, kind of like this, then see how you're kind of already you're kind of already there, you know. Does this have anything to do with it? I think this helps out with like giving it the stereo feel, but it's not really like imperative, I guess. Although, yeah, I don't know. And then of course like multiple OTTs. You can use any OTT, but and then you just make it really fucking loud. Oh, which it already is really loud. So, and then, excuse me, you would need to control it with some kind of EQ. So I'm going to turn it back down because that's obnoxious as fuck, but. Yeah, I don't know. Something like Soothe would be nice, maybe. Which is going to make my computer blow up, but whatever. And what's really cool about something like Bitwig is I'm going to clip this a little bit lower. Yeah, what's really cool about Bitwig is that you can use a replacer on here. And let's say I wanted this to be F, you know. Then what I can do is I can go in here and I can set this to like say FM4. And I can group this and create a new chain like this. And so now I can place all of this stuff inside of this. And then I have a clean sub right here whenever this triggers. So now I don't have to worry about like making another thing. Like, of course I would probably want to, you know, saturate it and stuff, but I'm going to use another instance of, I'm going to use a filter plus actually. And then on this, we can just take out the bottom end. Yep. So I can go like this, I can go. then what we can also do with this is make this a little bit longer. But we can set this to 1. So, because I really want to hear the sub under that. I don't even hear it, to be honest, but I think it's there. So, yeah. I can save this as a rack. Group this. Right click. We can call that tear out rack. I would never use this again, but if I needed to reference it of like, oh, how did I do that? Then yeah. So but anyway, using any kind of percussive sound like that will kind of lead you down that rabbit hole. And then you just need really crashy drums, you know, like you know what I mean? So that was fun. Any other questions? I still think this sounds cleaner, but I mean, there is more that we can do to the other sound or whatever, but yeah. Yeah, that's cool. What's next? What else do you all have for me? What you got? I think that just make a group loop and I'm done. What do you mean group loop? What is a group loop? Stock effects challenge? That's honestly not hard enough. Yeah, that's not hard enough because Bitwig has fantastic effects now and it keeps getting better and better. What's a ground loop? What is that? Do you mean growl loop? Sounds from samples only? What? You mean like resampling? Sorry guys, I still sound like Dookie. Only post-processing on samples. Alright, I know you're new to my channel, but I did put out a video of like, hey, this is how you turn anything into anything. When you have multiple grounds in an analog setup. Oh, do you mean like noise? Like ground, like voltage? But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this channel is how to turn anything into anything. I didn't initially plan that when I named myself Alchemy, but that's kind of what this channel became. But yeah, a lot of times I'll turn random sounds into drums and whatever, or pads or basses or whatever. At the end of the day, like it's all just harmonics and volume. Well, harmonics, volume, and stereo to some extent. There's definitely magic in the detail, but you know what I'm saying? It's like if you take any sample and you stretch it out and you put reverb on it, it's going to become a soundscape, you know? Case in point. Let's say I want this to be musical. I've done this a billion times. Sorry, what I'm trying to get this to do is to be a little bit more smeary. And it's not really doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it out more. There we go. We're going to take another D. Heh. Nobody say anything. D5. There we go. Sorry if I'm making like sounds. I wish that I could change the shape of the grain, but that's okay. Convert this into a multi-sample, and then I could even throw in something like that and set that at C. And now what's going on? I could also use Big Sky. And then there's a choir thing on here that will make that sound a little bit better, so... about what are you doing, you know? There we go. Why does it keep bouncing out of that though? See? Why is it doing that? Yeah, so, you know, you can make anything out of anything, really. It's just a matter of what are you starting with and what, excuse me, what do you want to do to it, you know? What does that mean? Oh, snap to zero crossings. If you want to add some texture to this, we could even... Ooh. Did I not make a break out of this? I guess not. I thought I did. It's like Philosopher's Stone in that regard. Yeah. Grab a break.
Breakdown.
We can turn this down a lot and set this to be a lot higher. So now this should be a little bit more texture. A splat sound. Like a splat or a smack? I'd probably just record Foley if I wanted to do a splat sound. Although, when a ball of water hits the ground, like, you mean just like a wet sound? That would require a lot of like layering. I would need a reference, to be honest, because I mean, when I think of splats, I think of like just a, you know, which you could probably just do that with noise, to be honest. So you'd have a transient of noise like this. And you'd probably want to high pass it. So whenever you're doing things that remind you of real world things, you want to think about like, well, the different components of it, you know. So if I were to send this through something like a something like this. I know this sounds, just give me a sec. Um, there you go. So if we put a delay on this and you set this to zero feedback 100% and you move this, then see, it'll delay. So if you have a sample now, or we could we could even do just noise again. Sampling is the way to go, but just understanding what we're doing here. Something kind of like that. Um, okay. So now what we can do is, for one, we can distort it, but we can also use some all pass filters to make it wet. So it sounds a little too crunchy on the top end. Now that sounds dingy. This is why I tend to favor um, this is why I tend to favor sampling in cases like this. But somewhere small. Um, No, that's more of a water drop. So creating the right let me see here. Sorry, guys. It's a predicament. Because what I want it to have is this very specific texture that I'm looking for. That, you know. Although, I could do that. I could just create a curve here. And this would be very similar to a clap. There we go. Although, why is this? There we go. So let's try a filter table and create some kind of laser or weird resonances on the top end. I also don't want there to be like super high. Yeah. And so the trouble with this is that we need to find a way to, I suppose I could try that. The thing with the noise is that I'm not worried about that. That's the easy part. And if you're talking about a splat doesn't have that slap thing, because otherwise we would just do a clap. A splat is just like, you know. And we could just do this. Yeah, you'd be talking about a smack, which is something I make a lot of. But what I'm trying to go for here is the timbre of the, you know, that kind of sound. And maybe this will give us what we're looking for. There we go. Okay. Now what would happen if we just... All right, we're closer. Huh. There we go. I don't like this convolution. Yeah, if you wanted to make this like a... Sounds like something squeezing out of my ears. Like this, then what we would do is create something like here to where this is quiet. And then we create a band pass out of this. And this needs to go to lane 3. This needs to go to lane 3. What other tools do I have here that I can use? Oh, yeah, perhaps if I use the right kind of thing here, this will give us what I'm looking for. Basically, like if you have some kind of weird bias distortion, I think is what I'm looking for, then it'll only take certain parts of the sound. Yeah. So what if we were to splat that? Now it just sounds like noise. Now, maybe if we automate a disperser on here and we give it some movement, then... All right, what would happen if I have a wavetable on here, but it's like with a shit ton of FM? But it's at like... I don't even hear it. Do you all hear it? No, that's creating something more metallic. So, yeah, the reason why I don't like doing this is because I guess you could create like a noise thing like that. The splat part is kind of hard, but I mean, if you were to just make the sound with your mouth, like, you know, and do that, then you could do something like that. But I don't know, that was fun to try. I think the best way to create a splat is to just honestly destroy vegetables and fruit. That's how you get the splat sounds. If you look up there's a video on how people who made Mortal Kombat made all the squishy sounds and shit, and all they did was just record fucking fruit and stuff. Do I have a splat? Like, that's not a splatter. What the fuck? Yeah, so... But, I mean, if you were talking about, like, a layered clap or something, I've got tons of those that I do just offhand. Let me see. Quick snare factory. There we go. We can just use the water here. See? So, if we were to take something like that and reverse a sound into it, We could even like take the clap out of it if we wanted to, but I think that for the context of music, where was that? Yeah, I mean, and if you were to reverse this into this, kind of like so, just cut it off. This is lo-fi, so you need some water, but oh yeah. Then you got that nice, and you could even take this clap out if you wanted to. You could just leave this in here, so you could do something like this. Maybe a little bit sooner. But yeah, you can see how using real sounds just make it way easier to now if I bit crush that, is that what I'm looking for? What's the thing that it's like, what tool am I looking for that does that? Probably a wave shaper. Yeah. And then you just group these and then the timing is really important of this stuff too, because that sounds very unnatural. It would need to be like, there you go. You know, if I did add a bit crusher, but maybe if I did it at a double layer here, where this one is and then we could do like a frequency shifter. Huh. Oh, this needs to be on the whole thing. Why is that creating a resonance? That's kind of cool though, actually. That's so odd. Interesting. Sorry, this thing is so cool. Even with this, that still creates a tail. Why? Yeah. So if you have like some really soft slapback reverb and stuff, and maybe like some Haas effect to make it super wide and disgusting. Then, you know, you can get some cool stuff out of that.
Let your hips roll.
The proud man.
But Foley is the way to go when it comes to that kind of stuff. I gotta have more cowbell. Yeah. I think, I don't know if I still have these projects or not, but some stuff that I did in the past. I'm still waiting for Bitwig to add video video support. But hold on one second. Wait, give me one sec. Let me see if this is on here. Remake. Death Stranding. Shorts. I guess I didn't finish it. Blood Cloak. Okay, maybe I have it. Maybe I have it in Ableton. Although, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up or not. Because I might be missing samples and stuff. But I have a really great example of some of this stuff, assuming I could find it. No, baby. But this was back from like 2020.
I knew you back in 2020.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Right. Let me see. I have this Bloodborne remake that I did, where I took the scene from the King of, oh my God, was it Castle? No, not Castle Carrion. What was the castle called in Bloodborne? If anyone remembers. Metal Gear Ray. I'm right here. Bloodborne original soundtrack. Here it is. Bloodborne Scene Project. Love you.
What does he do?
This was a long time ago. Okay, yeah. So, something that I used to do is I used to remake sounds for video game scenes. And so if you look at this, yeah. There's some stuff missing from this, but and then I think that I did a lot of my own monster sounds, but those are supposed to have plugins over them. But yeah, I mean like the splatting and stuff, you know? See, that's just like Foley. And then with the voices and stuff, Trash, Nectar, vocoder. Where's the formant? Yeah, that's like not even doing the thing, but yeah, anyway. That was something that I used to do. And then I've got another one, or I have a few rather, like Metal Gear, and I have a Zelda one, the Sheikah Tower remake. That one was actually pretty good. We spent like all day on that. Content. I haven't done this in a long time, but I feel like I had another. I don't think this is the same one. And also, why is the sound so late? Yeah, the sound is super late on that. That was weird. That's not supposed to do that. But the sound was playing way off. Is that doing that now? No, just on playback. So, I don't know. Anyway, I think I have time for one more. Does anyone have any sound design questions or anything that you would like to see? Yeah, sure thing. Anything is cool. I'm in inspiration mood. Okay. That's kind of helpful, I guess. Let me make sure that all this stuff is saved. And then I'm going to vocal pad. Okay. Let's go. New project. Close this one. Um, I want to add this to the end. Yeah. Do, 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 We can also do some ring mod and make this a little bit noisy. And then we can also do some saturator over this as well for funsies. Just kind of back off of this. Interestingly, I don't really hear the pulsing anymore. It's probably because there's so much smearing. It's cool though. That's pretty cool. What? What's wrong with the title? The title's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What's wrong with the title? Let's see if I can make this a little bit more vocally. Don't look it up on stream. What is it? Is it down? What did I say? What's the name of this title? Down to Sound? Sounding has a bad meaning, but I'm not as far-fetched the dude who called it out. I see down for sound, but I don't see down to sound. Or am I supposed to type in, are you down to sound? Oh. No, it's fine. I'm curious. Definition of sounding. Yeah, I looked it up. I I didn't find it. To be honest, I looked it up on my iPad just to make sure that it wasn't something that was not safe for work, but it seems fine to me. Are you guys pulling up naughty shit? Oh. Okay. I see. Yeah. Well, Um, interesting. As a verb, I have to admit that it was also my first thought the first time I read the title. Just grown a little, I guess. Oh, you young people. You young people. I mean, who uses this? Like who in the Urban Dictionary uses the act of inserting XXX into XXX? And how, like, this is a music production channel, so if that's what you got out of this and we're expecting on YouTube anyway, you are no, no, it's fine. I'm playing into it. Almanac, I can't be held responsible. Gonna go try sounding, be right back. All right, well, feel free to not report how it turns out. I'm cool. That's actually kind of sick. That's wow. That's I really like that. Um, that's actually a really cool phrase. Like, dang, I need to send this to Zayaku. That's fucking cool. What does this remind me of? What's that one Noises song where it's kind of the same thing, but it has that type sound? I don't quite remember. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with you all today. Does anyone have any last questions or anything? I don't really have anything else that I want to do. I did lots of sound production and stuff and made some cool stuff, but I think I'm kind of clocked out for sound design for one day. I was supposed to be working on the Ecclesia stuff with I was supposed to be working on stuff like this, but I was worried that all of these were gonna sound the same, but I'm glad that they don't. Oh, we made that today. Oh wow. Yeah, just stuff like that. Yeah, so lots of stuff like that. I'm working on this as a new preset pack, but yeah, lots of cool stuff, but it's not quite ready yet. So just gotta keep on moving. Does anyone have any questions on anything? Do you have any questions? All right. Well, if anyone is interested, I have a lot of sounds like this on alchemy.com. All of my music is also on alchemy.com. What else? If you're interested in booking a lesson with me, I do that as well. Other than that, if you could like the video, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. That'd be cool. But I don't really have anything else other than that. I think that I'm going to hang out with Corey before she goes to poker, and then I'm going to play some Elden Ring when she leaves. So, much love, guys. I appreciate everything that you all do, and I don't really have anything else. Hopefully next time you hear from me, I'll actually be sounding normal, which I'm starting to get there now. Wait. Hopefully next time I'll be sounding normal. Yeah, it's already starting to come back. So, all right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you later. Have a good night.